It's Julie Renee, and welcome to the call. And I'm just so excited to be meeting with you personally. And I don't know if you're in your living room or in your bedroom or where you are, but my home to yours, very nice to meet you. We're going to be starting the call. This call for this week is dedicated to vitality. And so we're going to have a lot of really fun stuff to be working on, clearing. We're going to do a guided meditation and hopefully have some big breakthroughs in the call. So I just want to welcome every single one of you. We've got a lot of people on the call. It's very exciting for me. So what we're going to start with, while people are kind of getting on and getting themselves situated, is let's go ahead and start with a little guided meditation. So find a comfortable seated position with your spine erect and your feet on the floor. And we're going to just set the intention for the day. So spine erect, feet on the floor, eyes closed. Send a grounding cord down from the base of your spine to the center of the earth. Make the grounding cord nice and wide. Set the grounding cord on release and begin to release the excess energy in the body. Breathing very calmly in and out. We're working on restoring vitality today. For those fellows with male bodies, a line of energy as wide as your wrist, hollow in the center, down from the testicles to the center of the earth. And let's go ahead and set the testes on release. And we're releasing aggression and competition. And fellows, we're also releasing your sweetheart's energy, so any control energy that's in your boy parts. And ladies, with a line of energy as wide as your wrist, hollow in the center, from the ovaries to the perineum, down to the center of the earth. Let's go ahead and release the right and left ovary with that line of energy. Just set those ovaries on release. And we're releasing the energy of hysteria, healing projects, and just letting it all go. It's so nice for us as male bodies and female bodies to come into neutrality for this hour of magnificent clearings. And then I'd like you to pop up to your adrenals. You'll sit at the waistline at your kidneys. And let's go ahead and have you ground the adrenals. So an inch up from the waistline, 2 inches off the spine. The adrenals, they look like little acorns with hats. The line of energy as wide as your wrist, hollow in the center, down to the center of the earth. So down to the perineum, hooking up one line. And you could, ladies and gentlemen, you can use the grounding cord you already have. And then just go ahead and set the right and left adrenal on release. And what we're now releasing is the fight or flight stress out energy, the nervous energy, the anxiety. And you can relax and know that you're going to get it. You're going to get everything you need out of this class and that you are enough. I'd like you to also plug in your sciatic nerve into your adrenals. Let's go ahead and plug the sciatic nerve in, and then we're going to be releasing the nervous system through the adrenals next. So once you've got the sciatic nerve, which runs right next to the adrenals, into the adrenals, go ahead and set the nervous system on release using the adrenals as like the little funnel that you're just pouring out the excess stress from the nervous system. Yeah, I bet you're feeling better already. So just let that nervous system clear out. And as you're clearing the nervous system, you're going to notice that there might be some clumpy clump stuffing coming out of the nervous system, things that might look a little bit like tar or the consistency of oatmeal. Let's let that all go. And if the nervous system is a color other than vibrant cobalt blue, then of course you want to clear out the colors, because what we really are looking for is like an electric blue or a cobalt blue. Just letting that drain out. And then popping up to the center of the head. And we're going to clear out the center of the head next. And so opening a trap door out the center of your head. And let's go ahead and clean it out with a spiritual fire hose. So That's the way I like to do it. I'm a fire starter myself, so a fire hose is going to get it done really quick. So if you want to do a vacuum cleaner, you do a little feather duster, whatever you want to clean with, that's perfectly fine. For me, I want to just wash it out and get on with things. So take that spiritual fire hose and wash out the center of your head, opening a trap door out the back of your head. And let's go ahead and just wash that all out the back of the head. Dust bunnies, fuss balls, looping thoughts, worries, and concerns. Send it all out. Beautiful. You're doing such a great job. Okay, now we have a throne. So in the center of the head, you have your throne. And I want you to go ahead and sit on that throne. Now, it could be, if you're a Star Trek-y follower, it could be a Captain Kirk chair. Or if you like the lords and ladies and kings and queens, you could have a beautiful, beautiful golden throne. But you are the owner and director of the center of the head. So I want you sitting right up in the center of the head as a spirit. You're doing a great job. Fantastic. And close the trap door. Now we're going to pop up the top of the head, pull the aura into 18 inches around the body, and then put a little golden vacuum cleaner at the top of your head. Let's go ahead and spiral around the head, the neck, the shoulders, the chest, the waist, the hips, the thighs, the knees, under the feet. You're doing an incredible job. I'm so proud of you. You're getting that aura nice and clean. Opening your feet to earth energy, bringing earth energy up through the feet, ankles, shins, calves, knees, thighs, out the hips, and down the grounding cord. And when you're clearing out the bottom of your feet, your soul understanding. The right side is your assertive or outer world side. The left side is your receptive or female side, the intuitive side. And your knees. Your knees are the ability to honor yourself. And tonight is a big honoring of you. And up through the thighs and out the hips, down the grounding cord. And then finding a place in the universe that's in harmony with you. Could be a star, a constellation, an island, a mountaintop. Bring a line of energy from that place into the back of your head, 1 inch above where the spine meets the skull. And then bring that energy down through your neck, through your shoulders, through your arms, elbows, forearms, through the wrists, through the hands, through the fingers, and out the fingertips. Feels really good, doesn't it? And then bringing more of that energy down your back channels, down into your hips, and then up through the belly, through the chest, through the neck, through the head, fountaining out the top of the head like a beautiful Italian fountain, bathing and cleansing your aura. I'd like you to go back to the center of the head as a spirit. And I'd like you to just sit in your throne or your Captain Kirk chair. Just sit there for a minute or two and just feel what it feels like to own this wonderful body. You are magnificent. Imagine that a beautiful helium balloon, maybe a hot air balloon that we might all take an adventure in. And in that hot air balloon, we're going to put the intentions for the evening. So I'd love for you to contribute with your thoughts. We're going to have this in grace and ease. We're going to be clearing vitality and energy and joy and connection, divine energy, divine vitality. In grace and ease, we'll be stepping into a more fully self-expressed life after this session and during this session. And then you can also put in your intentions. I've seen on the side screen all of you who've now taken a break and are in the meditation, thank you. But all the wishes, hopes, and prayers of what you'd like to transform for the evening. So put those into the helium balloon or the mock-up bubble. And then we're going to show that bubble to the Supreme Being and just make that request for this class to be blessed, for everyone in the class to be blessed. Wonderful. And then we're going to listen, that helium balloon is going to float off into the universe. And then I'd like you to keep your eyes closed. Go ahead and rub your hands together in front of your heart chakra, creating some psychic heat, some energy in those hands, some tapas, they call it in India, tapas. And then let's go ahead and put your right hand over your heart chakra and your left hand over your right hand in a universal mudra of self-love and self-affinity. Repeat to yourself, I love myself. I trust myself. I express my unique self. And feel the love, trust, and permission to express flood to every cell of the body. Feeling incredible joy, incredible connection, and coming back into the room. Opening your eyes when you're ready, taking a few cleansing breaths in and out. And welcome back. So how was that for you? Did you already start feeling shifts? You know, you guys, there's hundreds and hundreds of people on the line, and you're all writing notes to me. Thank you. I might catch a few of them. All right. We have a lot to cover tonight, and we start with vitality. And let's see here. Inner peace. All negative energy leaves. I can see and hear everything much clearer. I'm adding for my success to my new business. Let's see. Beautiful. So thank you for those contributions, and I'll be asking for questions in a little while. So vitality. So first thing we're going to do is we're going to work on clearing the soul contracts for vitality for the entire group. And we've got hundreds and hundreds of people on the line. Yahoo! So I'm just going to start, and here's my hand, and this is what I'm doing. And if you're a beginner, so this is what like the big teacher does. If you're a beginner, this is what you're going to do. Exactly. And you're welcome to do that right along with me. So here I am. I'm doing a little faster because I'm doing hundreds of people, and you're doing this because this is the way we start. Very good. So soul contracts. You know, people have asked me, where in the world do they come from, and how could I have possibly made that many soul contracts? Because what we look at for an individual sometimes is in the billions. And I'm telling you the truth, that's what I see, billions sometimes. And soul contracts often get started with maybe something you might have agreed to, but the field of amplification is really out of control. So we have maybe something that you agreed to learn about, but then it's amplified and amplified and amplified and amplified. So where you started out with 10 things that were a project around the same issue, you now have a billion. And I see that as something that we need to reset as a human family. And this 5 million minds that I've received the downloads for, that when 5 million minds shift, the planet shifts. This is what we're looking at. And this is one of the things that definitely the soul contracts and demonic curses really have nothing to do with what we want to create on the planet. And really are not helpful at this point in time. You have other things that we'll also be clearing during the call. And I'd love for you all to be pumping with me. So we'll be doing this for about 10-15 minutes, and we'll be clearing all the way down. We'll take one by one by one. So as I get the soul contract clearing done, then we'll go on to soul contracts of others, demonic curses, and then we'll go into the field of perception. And we'll talk about that in a little bit. So we'll just stick with soul contracts right now on vitality, yay, and energy. And so exciting that we have 4 weeks together, because we're going to cover so much territory in 4 weeks. This is the get you started. Let's get you feeling better, more energized today, and then we go into even more goodies as we progress. You know, one of the things I was thinking about when I was thinking about vitality is how we lose vitality. And, you know, if you could think about how your energy wanes and when you lose momentum, like when I'm out running on the mountain, when I lose momentum is when I start thinking about something that isn't working, like trying to strategize, figure out, well, what is that person actually trying to say to me, and how should I deal with that in a loving way that, but it's in a frustration mode, and my energy will go down. I'll have a harder time running. So think about, and maybe a few of you have already written to me, what is it that depletes you or takes your energy away? Oh, good. We got tingling. Fear. Okay, so nobody's putting down things yet on energy, but I think there's a little bit of a delay on this broadcast. Right hand is the best hand. Someone was asking about the technique. Right hand is the best hand, but some people don't have right hands, so you have to use your left hand. The right hand is the giver, and the left hand is the receiver. So typically, I would be reading with the left hand and pumping with the right hand. And then when you're new or you're an apprentice and you're like, okay, I want to really master this and I want to move through it faster, people can do two hands, two-handed. I don't really do that anymore because I've been doing this for years and years, but it's really great for the first couple of years when you're learning this technique. So you can do two-handed like this too, and that helps move things faster. Other people, oh, here, they're coming really fast now, thank you. Other people, family, anger, pain, anger, thank you, stuck, feeling stuck, pain, other people's energy, worrying. These are going so fast I can hardly read them. Thank you. I just wanted you to be thinking in those terms, because understand that our energy has a lot to do with what's going on up here. And so with disciplined imagination, we can actually maintain better energy all day long. And ladies and gentlemen, I don't know, I get this a lot from women who feel like their digestion isn't working very well. Digestion can really get screwed up from the same energies, right? So if you're worried or ruminating on something, if something is distressing you, then keep in mind that you can discipline your imagination. You can put your thoughts onto something else, something that makes you happy and energizes you. It's so funny because I'll notice I'm slowing down while I'm running, and I'll go, oh, that's not me. And I'll start going, I'm powerful beyond measure. I'm powerful beyond measure. I'm a powerful runner. I'm not a jogger, I'm a runner. And I'll start like telling myself something new. And sure enough, the energy starts coming back. So keep in mind that you are very much in charge of the energy distribution in your body. And I do understand about the pain issue. And one of the things that I teach people on pain is to use the this is not me, this is not me, this is not me. So you're saying that 5 minutes to the pain. And you can drop the pain by 4 or 5 if you're on a scale of 1 to 10, 4 or 5 points in 5 minutes if you don't claim it, if you don't own it for yourself. So pain is one of those things that really does deplete people. And I want you to know that you don't have to claim it. You don't have to say, this is me. Pain is largely related to spiritual parasites. And we, towards the end of the call today, we'll have time to start working on the big bugaboos that take away energy. And those bugaboos, you'll be maybe surprised, maybe not. Mm-hmm. All right, so we've talked a little bit about, let me just check here, where are we at? Just 3% more. We're just about done on the soul contracts. We'll go next to soul contracts of others. It's the same hand movement. Soul contracts of others affecting you negatively. Yeah. So I get the continued, it feels to me, I've been doing some Google Hangouts, but this feels like a stream of prayers. Thank you so much. All of your wishes and intentions for this, this class, the breakthroughs that you're looking for. I just feel so honored to be part of creating that shift for you. So, and I love you. I'm so appreciative of you being here. Thank you. Okay, so soul contracts of others affecting you negatively. So we have our own soul contracts, which I don't really want to claim as our own anyway. And then we have soul contracts of others affecting us negatively. And that will be their soul contracts that are related to us not having vitality. So let's go ahead and clear those two. That'll be a much shorter clearing. You can see anywhere from 30 to a few thousand in a person, where in soul contracts we see billions. So this will be a little bit shorter, probably just take us a couple minutes to get the whole group cleared. And go ahead, and it's the same hand movement. Yeah. Oh, and on vitality, here's one of the rules, is the SIP 16. And you've probably heard me talking about water if you've done some of my trainings. I definitely am always highlighting, drink water, drink water, drink water. And I had no idea, and discovered that I was dehydrated all the time. And your brain kind of fries out and doesn't work as well. But in addition to that, if you're dehydrated, your hormones don't work well, your brain chemistry doesn't work well, your nervous system doesn't work well, your digestion doesn't work well. Water does so much. And if you think about, the brain has no bladder. So if you guzzle like 16 ounces of water, and then you don't have any water for a few hours, that water went bye-bye 45 minutes after you put it in your body. So it's better to sip 4 ounces every half an hour. And the rule is half of your body weight in ounces. So if you're 130 pounds, then it would be like 65 ounces. So you just split it in half, and that's your target. I could never figure it out. It was always like, well, I can't drink gallons of water. I see people drinking all of this water. But honestly, if you put it in a little cup, little glass, these little glasses, I drink these all day long. And they're cute. They're girl size. You know, guys, you got to do something else. But do something that makes you happy, and you don't feel like, you know, it's not a suffering thing. It's a joy thing when your hormones are working good. Ooh, and that feels good. Go ahead and take a sip of water yourself. All right, so vitality is also really influenced by living life in balance. And we won't spend a lot of time on this because you've all heard about balance before, but I'm just going to give you the checklist, and you can go, I'm there or I'm not there. And you can keep your hand moving because we're moving soul contracts still. Yeah. Oh, soul contracts of others are cleared. Oh, yay! Good job, you guys. All right, so we go on to demonic curses. And they're from, sometimes we even see angelic curses, like from fallen angels. Angels and demons are from the same realm. And so there are curses that affect us, our essence, like our spirit, or our essence, our essential nature. They affect our physical body and our energetic body. So that's what we're going to clear next, demonic curses. And those will be high numbers also, like in the billions. So we're going to clear demonic curses related to divine vitality and vitality, you know, really owning the body in joy and celebration, having that energy in your cells. So that's what we're clearing next. And when you're working with the demonic stuff, you can do the side to side. So just like that, side to side. If it's confusing, do this. Beautiful. So the side to side, that was great for demonic stuff. Yeah. Oh, when we were on the balance, All right, so living life in balance is having your financial life in order, having your career also in order, loving your career, having money in the bank, having a home that you love, all that good stuff. Um, it's also having life in balance is doing things that are recreational. So having fun, like being on the beach or hiking in nature. Could be working out at the gym if that's what you like to do. I tend to like the out of doors because I like the benefits of the ion balancing that the water and the mountains and the trees give me. But you might get something amazing out of the gym. So recreation is really taking care of your body and harmonizing with nature. And then we've got um, the emotional body and keeping yourself balanced, fueling yourself, making yourself happy, and giving yourself time to get it done. Your spiritual life. And I would say in the spiritual category, you want to have a community that you connect with, because spirituality isn't necessarily just an alone space. You also want to have a prayer and meditation life. And our meditations are amazing, amazing for transforming your body. But you also want to do something that connects you with the divine in a very focused way. So I have on my site a few spiritual programs also that you might want to check out, Illumination and Sound of Truth, which are mantras and a rosary. And somehow, where you feel connected with the divine, in whatever expression you experience. It's very, very important for staying healthy and vibrant. All right, we've got creativity, and gentlemen, don't freak out about this. You can do something creative. Some of you I know are, spiritual men are often creative, and some of you aren't, or don't think you are. But you could cook and make a beautiful meal. Carpentry, my father did carpentry as a hobby, and he did some amazing stuff, and it was very creative. If you're doing like computer design for your career, it does fall under creative, but it falls under your career. So I want you to really be thinking about something that brings you joy, where you get to do something creative. And you could do both something on a physical level, like dance, something that celebrates creativity in the body, even making love, that's creative and joyous, and then painting or stringing beads or making a bowl out of wood or something like that. Anything, working with yarn, making a quilt. There's many, many things that you can do that are creative. So I spent a little extra time on this because everybody says, oh, I don't need that. But you do. You do need it. All right, my dears. I think we've touched on everything. We've got career, finance, recreation, spiritual, emotional, creative. Oh, here we go. Family, having a good relationship with your family, and also a social life. And when I talk about a good relationship with your family, listen, I know some of you will have some heartbreak in your family, or you'll be a little dissociated from your family. So then what I want you to be thinking about is making peace with the feelings that you have about your family. And I don't mean repressing things. I mean actually finding the peace that passes all understanding. Maybe it's giving the family to God and forgiving them and yourself for not being able to work it out, and getting to a place where there's a serenity, where there's an ease, where you're no longer in pain about it. And then for those of you who are happy in living with a family or connected with your family, it's really that place where you feel like that you're in a place where you're both contributing emotionally and you're feeling your own emotional tanks in your family. And sometimes that's possible in the family, and sometimes you have your own family that you create out of friends that you know. And then social life. And, I don't really find healthy people that aren't connected with other people. So you find your way. You find your tribe. You find the people that you feel happy with, that you can express yourself with, and you spend time with those people. And you do something social once or twice a week. Excellent. Let's see here. We are through, nope. Still got about 21% on demonic curses. I'm going to focus in a little bit. I can move it a little faster for us. All right, let's see. I can't find pleasure in anything. Once I did. I felt so numb. Can't feel joy. Beautiful. Urinary bladder weakness. I would like peace within my body and myself. Beautiful. Yeah, there's a lot of good questions. We won't be doing specific DNA for eyes. I see someone's asking about eyes. Your hand is aching. That means that you have not been owning your hands. If your hands are aching after a couple minutes. But this is practice, so you can take a break. If your hand is aching. I go for sometimes 10, 12 hours a day with my hand moving. And I don't feel it. And my muscles don't get bigger. Nothing really changes. So, you know, there's a commitment, but there's also, just like an athlete, you build up your strength. And I'm proud of you for going for it. And if your hand is aching, you might find that you're using your muscles in a way that causes your hand to ache. So this kind of a thing shouldn't really use the muscles too much. You're kind of launching your bones. Boom, bitty, boom, bitty, boom, bitty, boom, bitty, boom. Like that. It's easy. It's very easy. I'd love to hear from some of you about what you're experiencing moving the quantum field. And if you're conscious of it, or if you're just doing the motions and you don't have a sense of it, that would be really fun for me to hear from you on. Let's see here. Not yet. Okay, demonic curses are cleared. Good. We're going to go to the next one, and the next one is perception. Group mind, which is a miasm. Group mind virus. Excuse me, group mind is a meme. Group mind virus is a miasm. Curses. Now, these are not demonic curses that we cleared before. These are curses that you might pick up from other people or you might give to other people. I worked with somebody from the Cacao Islands recently, and her husband cheated on her 2 years ago, and she'd been swearing at him every day since. And he had 1,800 curses on him from her that we removed once she became aware, and she was like, oh my God, I'm putting these curses on him. So understand that you can put curses on people. And then black magic. And black magic is something that usually comes out of your mouth, where you're saying, I can't heal, or it always goes this way, or, you know, where you're telling yourself something that you're affirming the illness or the dysfunction rather than affirming the joy, the love, the happiness, the vitality. So black magic is something that we do to ourselves. And then finally, in this section, which is perception, we're also going to clear traumatic episodes from past lives. And these numbers, when we're doing the billions, the perception numbers tend to be in the billions and can be quite high if you've had a few really traumatic lifetimes. And some of you have had many lifetimes on planet Earth and are learning lots, and so there's a lot of information in the field of perception. So we're clearing that now, and we're clearing it again on vitality and joy in the body, energy. So go for it. And the field of perception will just be this. That's the typical way to clear the field of perception. Much lighter, thank you. Okay, good. Tingling throughout the body. Great. No sense, just doing the motion. Michelle, we are clearing black magic. Getting chills all over. Not really feeling anything yet, that's Leah. How would a person know and it just disappeared because so many comments are coming in. How would a person know if they were being effective in clearing the quantum field? I'm guessing, or in clearing with the quantum field. I'm guessing that that's what that said. It disappeared from the screen. There's a couple ways. One of them is you can muscle test, and I teach people how to do kinesiology. But you will feel lighter. You'll actually feel shifting happening whenever we get into the quantum field, which I'll bet some of you feel that way when you're doing my meditations, because I take you into the quantum field in every meditation. They're set at Christ consciousness. So people always say, "Oh, I love your voice." Well, I did study healing with sound, and there's a shift that happens when you're listening to a voice that feels very loving and is in a high energy vibration, is that you go into that high energy vibration, which is great. So you have that reference also, and if you're feeling something now, you have that reference too. There are people who feel it, there are people who don't feel it, and it works in either case. Very wonderful. Seeing the group field frequency being raised. Yes, that's absolutely true. Pain going and coming back, lots of good energy. Exactly. If you're moving on pain, if you've already had pain in your body, you will have like moments of clearing and then moments where it's there. And part of what's happening with that is that we haven't actually really started working on the spiritual parasites yet. We will, but the parasites are coming in and out. They're kind of getting kicked out because there's so much of this good quantum field energy. And then they're pushing back in and then kicking back out. So it'll be really, really great. And each of the 4 classes, we're going to be working on 1 or 2 of the spiritual parasites. So you'll be able to develop a little bit of a technique for each of them. You'll be able to understand a little better. And I know all of you have probably already gotten into the No Ghost program, and you've seen me present on that Google Hangout too. So that's really helpful. By the way, this will be up tomorrow, so you're welcome to watch it and review it this week if it was helpful for you and you want to get it really solid in your mind what we're talking about here and how everything works. I really encourage you to go ahead and listen as much as you like. It will be really helpful for you. Honestly, for me, it's like I listen or I read things 3 to 5 times, and then I have it like it's mine, like I invented it myself. And so that's a really great way for me when I was in college and when I was studying to really get the information on such a core level that it wasn't something I read, but it was now something that I authored. And I encourage you to take it to that level yourself. Relaxing, focused, my crown chakra expanded, just a swoosh of energy from top to bottom. Yay! We have about 30% left in perception, and then we'll be going on. And how I'm testing with that, I'm just doing the muscle testing here. Mm-hmm. All right, and from here we will be going into the emotions and the emotional programs. And of course, there's plenty to clear in that with vitality. And then we'll be going into your DNA. And we'll do a DNA clearing tonight on vitality. And each night we'll go through all of these on the topic. My body is heated. Exactly. Yeah, a lot of times in the quantum field, people feel very warm. I'm yawning constantly. That's an energy release. Show the hand motion for the field again. Okay. For the field of perception, it's just this one. Easy, easy peasy. Brings a smile to me. Thank you, Lloyd. Feeling lighter, clear, serene, Catherine. Chris, I'm feeling cold. That's very interesting. You know what, Chris, I think that you might want to focus on bringing your spirit back in your body. Sometimes people get so excited about all the energy moving that the spirit just flies out the top of the head and Your body's just sitting there going, what the heck happened? So pull your spirit back in your body and you'll feel warm again. Head and brain twitches. Interesting. We love you. I love you too. Can we heal others? Oops, it just disappeared. Can we heal others? I don't know if it's going so fast. Yes, you can heal clear and heal others. You can. So you can start practicing on your family members and your pets. This is great energy for your family and your pets. And you can't really make a mistake with the quantum field because it's meant to enhance you. It's one of the realms. Maybe I take a minute because we're going to do maybe a few more minutes of clearing. I'll just take a minute or two and talk to you about the human blueprint. It's a good thing to chat about while we're finishing up in this section. So the human blueprint consists of the field of perception, which is thought forms. And like I've said before, if you've heard me talk about this, the field of perception is likened to scripture that says, in the beginning was the Word, and the Word was with God, and the Word was God. In other words, there was a point where we were formless and spiritless. We were thoughts forming. And when we had enough thoughts, we became spirit. And spirit had a little bit of matter to it. It consisted. It had consistency. Where thought forms are things, but they don't have consistency, so to speak, or they don't have matter to them. They're just floating and will definitely affect the environment, but they don't have a physical aspect to them, where spirit actually does have a little physical aspect to them. So we have perception, and then we have essence. And essence is spirit, which is your light, that light being that comes with you in and out of body. Soul, which is the protective chalice around the spirit, keeps us safe. Life force, which is the information that informs the body to be energized. And sometimes, you know, it's not about adrenals and it's not about what you ate, it's about your life force being depleted. And pumping up your life force will bring you back to your vibrancy. Now, life force can be experienced in different energy regions. But life force, as we're speaking of it, comes from spirit. And then someone asked me today, and just to be clear, high self is also part of essence. So that authentic, maybe you call it the I am, or your high self, or you might have some other name for that. That's also part of essence. And then we have matter, which is everything physical, the bones, the cells, the organs, the fluid, everything that makes up the physical body, which I'm really into, and I'm into you loving your body, and I'm into you really owning your body, because it's a miracle. It's a miracle to be in an incarnation in a body at this time on the planet, and it's such a blessing. And don't believe the nonsense that says it's a hard time to be on the planet. You know, make it a joy. And it's really a time of transition and revelation, and, you know, things are changing at such a rapid rate. We're in the age of androgyny and equality, and we can have God information right now at our fingertips. I mean, when would have been a better time to be on the planet than now? This is it. So matter, so that physical body. From matter, we have energy, and that's the fourth component or element of the human blueprint, is energy. And the energy body consists of chakras and aura and the halo, golden rings I call them, the human access portal in the back of the head that we always are doing, cleaning out, meridians, nadis, so everything that has to do with energy. And that actually is informed to grow from the physical DNA. So your DNA will tell your energy body to grow as well as your physical body. So, good thing. And then we have 4 realms that support the human blueprint. And those realms are embodiment. Let's start with Genesis. Genesis is the beginning of life. And then embodiment, the ability to have spirit in a body, live in a body. And then we have the field of the quantum field, which is what we use to both create new life and to destroy illness. So the same pump that's clearing can destroy a virus, or that same pump can grow back cells. So if you were coming into an apprentice program of mine, you would learn how to literally grow back something that maybe had been surgically removed. It's the same pump though, and it's the same thing. We're using the field to create this amazing transformation. And then finally, the fourth is the field of amplification. And amplification in its best state is really helping us, like with a cascade of new cell growth in the brain when we regrow the brain. Or it's helping spread love on the planet. That's a fantastic way to use amplification. I think about the chanting when I was in India. That's the field of amplification. It expands love, right? That's amazing. But what we're clearing now is all this stuff that's been amplified over and over again that really doesn't help us. Doesn't help us live in joy. Doesn't help us live in vitality in the way that we deserve to. Yay! All right, so we're going to move on now to DNA, and we're going to clear any DNA around you having vitality in the body. And I'd also like to clear at the same time, we're going to be clearing both pleasure and vitality in all the cells. And DNA is a special process, and the easiest way to clear DNA, you can do it like this. And so you can actually even move it across a little bit. You can also do this. If you want to do something simple, you can do this hand movement and it'll do it. This is going to be the fastest, and it's going to be really pointed at the DNA. And while you're clearing the DNA, by the way, you are actually clearing every single cell in the body has DNA. So you're working with all the cells in your body and clearing all of your DNA. How cool is that? Time for more water. And I'd like to also, what I had identified as the kind of robbers or thieves of energy and vitality were demons, transmortals, and aliens. So while we're clearing the DNA, I'll start talking about them because I keep us exactly, I always keep my promises, and I keep us exactly to the time. So we'll be complete at the hour. But I'm going to talk to you a little bit now about these spiritual parasites. And first of all, we're going to talk about demons. And we did talk about demonic curses. And so those are curses. It's not the demon itself. It's the curses that come from that realm. And then we're going to now talk about the demons themselves. And one of the identifying features of demons is that they almost feel like they have claw-like pressure that they can apply to the skin or to the nerves. And so if you have sharp pain that all of a sudden comes on, it's very likely a demon. Or transmortals also come from the demonic or demonic angelic realm. It's hard to believe that they, but you know, we got evil spirits and good spirits in the human realm, so why wouldn't they have angelic beings that are beautiful and also some, you know, not so nice beings. So what we're really interested in doing is sending them back home or erasing them. And I really say with the demons, erasing is good. You can tell them that you're going to clear them. Their whole purpose is to make you suffer on some level if they're affecting your body. But if they get that you're a pretty powerful being, they'll vacate. I notice that I'm completely unafraid of demons and evil spirits and aliens. They don't rattle me at all. So they you don't mess with me too much. And if you're really develop the mastery of clearing this stuff just for yourself. You don't have to clear for anybody else, but you own your body, nobody else does, meaning those creepy crawlers don't get to own your body. They don't get to sit in your skin. They don't get to hang out in you. They don't get to, I call it squatters, so if you have an apartment building and, transient homeless people move in, they're squatters. That's because you didn't own it. You owned it, but you didn't actually physically occupy it. And what I'm telling you now is that what we're really working on is an ownership with the spiritual body, an ownership in such a way that the spirit fills out the body and we stay with the body. And it's one of the faults of us spiritual people, and I include myself, is that, oh, it feels so nice to float outside of the body, or, oh, it's not comfortable in there, I think I'll go float away and entertain myself with something on the astral. No, not a good idea. Full enlightenment and full self-expression is to really own the body, live in the body. And I want you to run, I want you to jump, I want you to play, I want you to dance, and I want you to be in your body, owning your body. And it might take a lifetime or 2 lifetimes to really master it. There's plenty of time. We've been cycling through lives. Listen, this is the big game. The big exciting game is to get a body. For every spirit that got a body, meaning you, 100 spirits did not get a body and wanted one. So get that you are powerful. And if you can think about this, I'm powerful beyond measure. I can't believe this. I got a body, and 100 other spirits didn't have the authority, didn't have the strength, didn't have the wherewithal or the knowledge to get the body. But you did. So yahoo! So what's a few spiritual parasites or a few curses? You can, over time, clear and clear and clear and get yourself cleared. I think one of the things I want to just encourage you to think about differently is this is not a McDonald's technique. It's very rapid, and we do have a lot of miracles. But if it takes you a lifetime and you get there, what a perfect way to spend a life, and life isn't in the what's happening. It's not in the getting to something. It's when I was a child, I had a minister, a charismatic minister, and he had on the bulletin one morning, and I saved it, a candle, and it said, life is not in the wick, it's not in the wax, it's in the burning. And from this moment on, I want your life to be fully expressed. I want you to live really with this deep commitment that you are in love with your life and you are creating magic regardless of the circumstances. And you'll dedicate a certain amount of time each day or week to clearing and improving the circumstances. But no more putting off today your dreams. It's time to take ownership of your life and your body and to live fully self-expressed. And that's who I want, what I want for you, and who I want to meet. I want to meet you fully expressed, filled with joy and happiness. And yes, we're going to work on things together. There's stuff to work on. We're in this realm, and this realm is really needing some tuning up. And the work that we're doing tonight is going to help us. Oh my goodness, the numbers are huge. So the work we do tonight is going to help the whole planet. As we claim our authority and claim our bodies, we're going to help the whole planet. All right, I'm going to show you, let's see, are we through with the DNA? Oh, we are, very good. I'm going to show you the technique for demons, the technique for transmortals, and the technique for aliens. We have about 5 minutes left, which is perfect. And we'll stop about a minute before the end of the class, and we'll do a little ritual, and we'll end the class each time with a little ritual. So on clearing demons, you're going to do this hand movement. This is going to be best, especially for beginners. Do the double hands. The first time I was really up against some very powerful demons that were killing a woman. I was sitting in my living room, and she was sitting in St. Louis. Her name is Kathy. And Kathy had lost feeling in her legs and feet, and she could only walk by holding onto the wall. Her nerves had shut off, and all of her senior relatives had had their legs amputated and then died. And she was certainly on that path. One of her friends contacted me and said, "Can I help her?" And I said, "Yes." And she called me, and what I had discovered was that she was just filled with spiritual parasites. Well, we got to some point where we were really doing some amazing work, and 3 demons appeared in her abdomen. And these were the big troublemakers. And I started clearing. And back then, that was about 5 years ago, demons were a little harder for me to clear. I could do it. And I was unstoppable, but they took some time to clear. So I was clearing. And I had I love flowers, so I had 3 vases of flowers in the living room around me. And the water in the flowers started bubbling like swamp water and reeking and stinking, and they were like putrefied water. And they were bubbling up, a stinky smell. And we cleared, and I cleared. And I was able to successfully clear the 3 demons. It took about a half an hour to get those 3 monsters out of her. But I thought that was so funny that they were trying to entertain me and trying to scare me. And of course, this is not scary to me. This is kind of entertaining and funny. So once I cleared them, I took the vases of flowers to the kitchen, washed the stems off, dumped out the putrefied water, put them back in and they lasted for a really, really, really long time. So they were very angel blessed as far as I was concerned. It seems to me, I remember that they lasted like 6 weeks. So the bubbly water was like, oh, that's ridiculous, So I just want you to know that you are so powerful, and these movie images of demons and evil spirits, it's very sensational. They're stubborn, they're tough, but you can clear them. Okay, the second hand movement I want to show you on the transmortals is like a doorknob. And if you're muscle testing for transmortals, understand that they have a wormhole that they've gotten into your body to get to you. So there might be 4 transmortals and 1 wormhole. But you have to check for both. And this is the movement for that. We're having 4 classes, so you'll hear more about the spiritual parasites as we go along. So don't worry if you didn't get everything tonight. We're kind of a little bit slow on all the clearing through the soul contracts, but it's all perfect. We're getting it going, and you guys are going to be working on it during the week. So this is clearing transmortals and their wormholes. And then, for you who are going to be working on clearing aliens, go ahead and do this. This is a great clearing for aliens. Transmortals' personality is kind of like a mean teenage boy. They're just not nice. It just feels unpleasant. You might even see movement in your skin. Like I said, from the demonic realm, it's pain. Aliens can also cause pain. But what I've been working on is sending the aliens back to their realms or their planets. And one of the things that I discovered over the holidays, I took a sabbatical, was that aliens, a lot of them were abandoned to this planet, just like people years and years and years ago were sent to the penal colony, Australia. And so we are kind of a punishment where they're stuck here, but there are generations of aliens stuck on the planet. And so they've developed a habit of just pestering humans. And the thing that I've been working on is sending them off the planet. I mean, but they don't belong here. It's not their home. They don't belong here. So I encourage you, if you feel so, to think about sending them off. And if they're not moving, then go ahead and use this to clear them. All right, and as promised, we're at the 1 minute to go mark. And thank you so much for joining me tonight, and I look forward to next week. It's been such a wonderful time with you today. I felt your heart, and you're so dear to me. Thank you so, so much. And I'm just showering you with all my love and my appreciation. I'd like you to go ahead and rub your hands together in front of your heart chakra. Create some energy. And really get those hands nice and warm. And then put your right hand over your heart chakra and your left hand over your right hand in a universal mudra of self-love and self-affinity. And repeat to yourself, I love myself. I trust myself. I express my unique self. And a nice deep breath in. All right. Namaste. We'll see you next week. All my love.